The following stream contains mature content and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised. Chicago. Ask someone to picture the city, and they will have trouble coming up with a concise description. When people think of New York City, they think of skyscrapers, subways, and muggers. When they think of Los Angeles, they think of sun, smog, and traffic. When they think of Detroit, they think of cars, factories, and decay. But for those of us that know, there's only one thing we think of when someone mentions Chicago: vampires. And tonight, we tell their story. Good evening and welcome to McStabber Studios' Windy City After Dark. I am the storyteller, Shaky McStabber.
And I'm Merlin Dare, also known as Mama McStabber in Twitch chat, and I'll be playing Jacqueline Duron of Clan Ventru.
Hi, I'm Mischievous Red, and I'll be playing Isabella Caputo of Clan Toreador.
Good evening, I am the Ivy Raven, and I play Genevieve Schutz of Clan Gangrel.
Hello, I'm Urian, and I'll be playing Roscoe Acres of Clan Tremere tonight.
My name is Brad, Timber Brad 411 in chat, and I will be playing Nicholas Bowens of Clan Hecata.
I'm Gavin. I play Lamar Cade of Clan La Sombra.
And we actually have a special guest playing with us tonight. You know him on the Discord as Gray, and in Twitch chat as I Am Gray. But he will appear at a dramatically appropriate time with this story. First of all, let me thank everyone. Welcome to Season 6 of Windy City. It's been an interesting time for the Kindred in the past month since they were last together. Jackie was gone overseas. The rest of them dealt with, well, the storm and the various things that went on in their unlife between then and now. And some of them is going to come up, of course, as we go through tonight's episode. So we're actually going to open up. And Jackie, you've just arrived at the airport, I believe. Because you said you wanted to go immediately from the airport first to go over to...
Yep, we have just touched down. And as we are moving from the plane to the vehicle, I tell Etienne, I would like to stop by the tent city first. I need to give my thanks to Waneka for the warning.
Yes, ma'am. And when you come over there, the car's been waiting. It was actually left in the hangar the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And you all pile up. Now, him and Peter load the back of the vehicle with all the bags and stuff from your trip overseas. And you set out to head to the tent city. It's a cold night. A little bit of snow lightly coming down, but it's not so bad. From what you saw on the news reports, even over in Europe, it was a hell of a storm. But the worst of it seems to be past. And as you drive through the city and get to the tent city. As you pull up to it, you can see all the fires are lit. There's barrels lit all over the place with fires in it. Most of the fires are not banked so high that you can see the flames coming out. You can just see the reddish orange glow that comes from them. So I'm not going to make you roll Rorschach from being near that many fires.
If you want me to, I will.
No, not for this one, because there's not enough flame visible. They're all in the containers down deep.
Pretty sure I've got the will to overcome that, but okay.
I'm pretty sure you do too. As Etienne opens up the vehicle, you see a man approaching you. It's Bobby.
Jackie actually leaves a cane that she had with her in the car.
Okay.
Bobby, good evening.
We weren't expecting you tonight.
I came to pay my respects to Waneka. He did a favor for me.
You can come with me. He's got another meeting soon.
Well, I promise not to keep him long, and I will try not to impose.
Follow me in. Your men can wait out here.
Of course.
And as you're escorted through the tent city, as always, it's an armed camp, and you can tell.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this is nothing new to Jackie. She'll walk right into an army. She doesn't care.
But you're not doing the procession like you've seen in the past. They're not lining up to each side, expecting trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And as you get further in, you realize you're not going to where you normally go to. Not heading to the park bench at all.
Mm.
You're led over to a rather large tent.
Mm.
And when you go inside, Waneka is actually sitting at a desk and he's rolling up a paper in front of him.
Waneka.
That's a surprise welcome, Jackie.
It's nice to know I can occasionally surprise you.
Yeah, well, we knew you landed. I just didn't expect you to come here.
Oh, well, I wanted to
seat.
come. Thank you. And I do have a seat. And I wanted to come to thank you. I appreciated your warning.
I mean, you did the smart thing. You left. We didn't, but you did the smart part.
I had some business to take care of. It just coincided perfectly. So, what can I do for you to repay the favor?
We'll talk about it at a later date. Let's just say right at this exact moment, the things are in flux for me. I'm occupied but don't need help.
I understand.
Things have changed in the city while you were gone.
Care to share an update, or shall I hear it from my coterie?
Pieces shoving around the board, I think.
You think?
Yeah. One of them went silent.
That is interesting. I wish I could say surprising.
It's not. Lost one of our clan not too long ago.
I'm very sorry.
You know,
What happened?
she jumped out of a building. But it happens. I'm not that worried about that particular individual. She was young, it happens. But I would like to point out that if you hear of any new Hakata, or hell, any Nosferatu that look exceptionally corpse-like instead of like the rest of us, you need to let me know.
Most assuredly. Is there one in particular you're looking for?
Yeah, there is, but I'd like to really know if any of them show up around here.
Of course.
I'm pulling up a name real quick just so I have the right name. Gotta find the name, because that's the one I'm looking for, isn't it? Gotta make sure I get the right character. Forgot all about pulling this up. Yeah, I know. Goes by the name of Horace. Horace Junkin.
Horace Junkin.
Yeah, it seems someone decided they could impersonate one of us. Let's just say that doesn't exactly please me.
But do tell me that the irony is not lost on you.
Why do you think there's irony in that?
Destiny?
She was one of us.
Pretending to be something else.
Sired by Nosferatu, she is Nosferatu.
I understand.
Clan
There's a
Toreador's-
little bit of irony there.
Clan Toreador's too fucking stupid to deal with it. That was their problem.
I don't disagree.
And had they found out about her, I'm sure Annabelle would have dealt with it her way. Well, I found out about this one.
I got you. No, I understand. I understand. Forgive me for finding a little bit of irony in that. But I am also understanding of how insulting that can be.
Yeah,
There have been those that have pretended to be of my own clan before,
especially the Clan of Death.
but especially those. So, I'll keep my eyes and ears to the ground and see what I find out.
Good. And if you come across that, and you still owe me, we'll call ourselves even. If you don't owe me, I'll owe you.
Perfect.
Either way.
Perfect. Well, again, Waneka, I won't keep you. I know you have another meeting.
And
But-
as you say that, Bobby steps in, and you see him walk past you, and he leans over and whispers in Waneka's ear. Yeah, I got another meeting. He's here.
Have a pleasant evening. I will find my way out.
And as you get up to go out, you actually see an individual with a hoodie pulled down low over his head coming through. You don't know how long he was outside the tent, but he had to have been there a little bit because Bobby would have escorted him, had to come in and exit. Waneka just waves.
And Jackie takes a look at him and then walks towards the exit of the camp.
Come sit. And Jackie exits and is escorted out with Bobby. Sit. I'm told you have a message for me.
Yes, I do. Sorry, I'm a little troubled about the person who just left, but we'll come to that later.
That is Jacqueline Durand. Ventru.
A Ventru.
Yes.
Interesting. From Europe? From the name, she's French, maybe?
New Orleans is what
New
my
Orleans.
sources have told me. Now, speaking of Europe, though, what sends a Nosferatu from Europe all the way to me in Chicago to have a talk?
And I open my jacket and I pull out an item from my jacket and give it to Waneka. And the item is a leather mask suit in a grotesque way. The withered ones. That's what brings me here.
They're a myth, just like the Nituku.
They are not. And even if they are a myth, they are a small group that gathering here in Chicago. So even if the Niktuku is a myth, they are still a problem. Still a problem for the clan.
I
Europe
assume
thoughts.
you've been sent here to warn me. Are you at my disposal to use to look into this?
I am. I can stick for a while.
Good. In a few days' time, I'm going to have you meet with somebody. His name is Cedric Calhoun. Primogen. Calhoun, you are to tell him what you know. And he can work from his end. He has a different source of intel than I do. Perhaps we can find a source of these. Do you know any of how they operate? I've only heard rumors of the name.
It's really difficult to say. I know they are gathering in small groups. This mask of them is actually a part of them. When they put on the mask, it's like they become the Withered Ones thanks to the mask. It's really a special item for them. And if they are not wearing the mask, it's like they are not part of the group anymore. They can even be cast out if they don't wear the mask. That's what I know.
See, I've been hearing disturbing things about new faces in the Undercity, lurking under the sewers in the burned out sections. If these Withered Ones exist, they're going to be down there. You're going to have to call some favors in.
Yeah. Maybe if you have some contacts, maybe I can lure around and see what I can gather. But only if you have some people there.
Now, once I get you a meeting with Cedric, he'll put his rats on it. Between his rats in the Undercity and my friends out there in the tent. We'll see what we dig up. But I tell you, well, we may need additional help on that. And if it comes down to it, well, maybe you'll get to meet that Mr. Ron directly. Her friends and her have proven rather adept at solving and finding things for me when I need it.
I would like to meet Mr. Round. I really would like to meet her because she's strangely looking like someone from my past.
Now, like I said, is all I know. She came from New Orleans. Haven't really gotten any info of her prior to that, though. I heard a rumor she was in D.C. before that. But other than that, I don't know. There are some we could ask, but I'm afraid the price they may charge might be a bit much.
I'm patient. If I need to ask her directly, I will do so. Étrange. Très étrange.
Now, my advice to you, since you're new to the city, you can use this tent city as a haven. Nobody will come in here. If you leave here, South Side was in the midst of a war. Let's just say that you might want to avoid that right now. The Undercity, you're NOS, you can go there if you wish. But be warned, there's large sections of it that are unsafe for us. I'll have Jackson informed you're in town. No need to present yourself officially to him. I'll make sure that is covered. I'd rather not have you announce your presence if you're bringing word of Withered Ones in case they've got ears where we don't know.
Thank you for that.
Well, have a seat and talk with me tonight. Fill me in on what's going in Europe. Almost feels like I've woken from a bad dream here lately. Now I'm trying to get caught up on things I didn't keep track of for a while. And I guess the two of you are going to sit and talk for the night. While you wonder who that Jacqueline Durand person was that is strangely familiar. Thank you, Gray, for coming for your brief scene as we lay the groundwork for your character's eventual return here in this season for sure, because, well, the Withered Ones are another cult. Cults are a thing. And Jackie, as you're escorted out of this place by Bobby, He doesn't say a word to you, just walks you out to the edge.
Thank you for the escort, Bobby.
No problem. Maybe one of these days you'll be allowed without an escort. Maybe.
Perhaps, maybe.
He's loosening up a bit, I think.
Really? I
Yeah.
noticed he was a little different tonight.
Yeah, he finally got off that fucking bench.
Yeah.
I think there's a seat worn on it. Got a print left, but
Well, at least you have a sense of humor, Bobby.
I always got to have a sense of humor.
Indeed. Try to have a good night.
You too.
And-
And Etienne opens the door and gets in. Ma'am, where to next?
I need to stop by the Cabaret briefly, and then I will want to go home. I'm sure there's a number of messages and things I must attend to. But yes, to the Cabaret first.
Okay. And he drives you off towards the cabaret. Now, you'd mentioned you want to do a text. So.
I do, and I am going to take out the sat phone and do a group text to everyone saying, "Good evening, everyone. I have returned. Can we get together in 2 nights?"
Genevieve responds with, "Welcome back, but you were out safe. Why'd you?" But yes. Well, we can meet up, so.
Nicholas
Isabella-
will send. Go ahead.
I was going to say, Isabella will say, yes, of course, I have a gift for you as well.
Nicholas will send a simple text that just says yes.
Roscoe sends, "Welcome home, Jackie." "Sure. Sounds good."
Lamar responds with, "Bet."
And she just closes out with, "Thank you all so much. I look forward to seeing you again."
Jackie heads to her cabaret to check in on things, to see how it's all going. Jackie, when you arrived there, just to let you know, she's up there dancing again. This time she's got it's not a copy of your outfit, but it's I can't even say the word. It's frighteningly similar to what you normally wear. And you know exactly who I'm talking about.
Jackie walks in.
Okay.
She stands in front of the stage.
And Reese is up there. She's not doing anything related to what your act normally is, but she's definitely wearing an outfit that, I mean, you could have seen yourself wearing it if you were built differently than you are, because she's not the same as Jackie in size in general. And when she notices you, she actually falters a bit in her performance.
And Jackie just mouths, "End it."
She quickly just stops and leaves the stage. And the DJ, the guy you got running and doing MC when you have some performer up, he's like, "Give a round for Reese. Give a round for her."
And I say, "My apologies, everyone. It appears that there was some miscommunications while I was away. Enjoy the next performance. And your refreshments during this performance are on the house."
Everyone starts clapping. Yeah.
And I go back to my office.
Okay.
And Reese is summoned to my office.
Okay. And Etienne brings her to you. And he opens the door, lets her in, shuts the door behind it. And she's kind of shuffling her feet, looking down. She's not even meeting your eye.
"Look at me."
She kind of lifts her eyes up to look at you, but doesn't lift her head.
"What are you doing?
Performing?
Are you trying to mock me?"
No, it looks so good when you do it. So I had one made that I mean, you're fabulous up there. So I had one close so that, you know.
I have been dancing nearly my whole life. If you want to be as good as me, you put in the work. You don't try to copy me.
No, I wasn't doing it. I mean, it was I thought you'd be flattered, not...
No. Everyone does their unique thing here. That is what makes this place the experience it is. If you're not capable of being unique, you will be fired.
I'm sorry, Jackie. I'm sorry, Jacqueline. I'll do better.
Consider this your verbal warning. You are done for the night.
And you see her tears up a bit. Yes, ma'am. And she takes and bolts from the room. And at the info said in, everything okay, ma'am? She need to be escorted out or anything, or?
I believe she will leave. If she causes a problem, escort her out.
Yes, ma'am. He closes the door, leaving Jackie to look at the invoices, the financial statements while she's been gone and everything else. Now we're going to flash over to Lamar. You're popping in to see Stan, aren't you?
Yes. Some need a little bit more in the munitions department. Going to see my old friend Stan.
Okay. And as you head over there, of course, it's open. It's always open.
I walk in when I see Stan.
He's behind the counter. He sees you, and he's actually talking to a guy, and you see some money change hands. And actually, I'll let you roll. Wits awareness you can roll, or you can go wit streetwise. I'll let you use that one too if you want. Okay, so you got 3 successes. You can willpower, or you good with 3?
I'm good with 3.
You catch he's handing something off. Stan just gave him a little bag of some sort of powder. It's not really a white powder, but it's a powder. Definitely a little Ziploc baggie of powder. Power. Yeah, it's power. Hey,
So
Lamar. Been a while, man. Come on in.
how's it going, Stan? First off, let me thank you once again for being the only guy that keeps these hours. It's appreciated.
Well, gotta serve my clientele somehow,
I hear you.
So what you got? I know you never come here just because you want to hang out.
No, but I would like to see, what you've got in terms of some small arms. I've got some people who might need it in the near future.
Oh, well, come on with me to the back room. And he takes you to the back room, and there's a door that's not a door. He goes over and pushes a knot in the cheap-ass 70s paneling that's in the back room, and it slides open into a vault area. Now, come on in. Let's see what we got in here. I mean, I got AKs over here. I got some M16s over here now. Not that shitty AR-15s. We got the real deal. Actually, got some M4s in even. That's military-grade shit.
Good shit. Not going to ask how you get this stuff. Just, you do have a good pipeline, right? Like,
Oh, yeah.
I can expect that there will be more in the future.
And, my cousin fell into more financial troubles. So he's been helping me out a bit,
I hear that. Did you get any more of those cool cameras like the one you were talking about?
No, he was actually wanting it back. Now, of course, I told him, fuck no, I ain't giving it back to him. I told him I sold it. I didn't, but he said he got in trouble for that when they noticed they were looking for it. They didn't know if it was him, but since it was on his watch, they blaming him for it. But I ain't giving that thing back because I'm not done taking it apart.
You're still working with it.
Oh yeah, it's a thermal camera of some weird ass kind, but it does some odd shit.
Yeah. Well, cool. If you come across anything cool like that in the near future, definitely let me know. I'd be willing to compensate you well for it.
Well, of course. I mean, when I'm done fucking with this one, I'm sure we can work a deal, right?
Yeah, maybe we could. In fact, might want to introduce you to a friend of mine who is real good with the whole. He's actually pretty good with those sort of things, and I think he gets a kick out of little stuff like that. You two would probably get along real well.
You vouch for him?
I do.
As long as you're not gonna bring bacon up in here, we're good.
I don't eat pork.
Yeah, you don't look like the pork type to me. You look more like the smoked pork only.
Yep, exactly. But I don't smoke pork myself. I let other people do the cooking.
Since you're a good buddy and good friend, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. I got something here. Check this out. And he opens up. It's a little case. It actually looks like one of the petty cask containers. But when he opens it up, there's a block inside of what looks like modeling clay. You know what this is?
No, but I want you to tell me.
Sure as hell ain't no Play-Doh.
Is that what I think? Are you saying what I think you're saying?
Yeah, got a whole kilogram of C4.
So,
Even got some detonators for it.
what would it take to come to a deal on some of that?
Well, we could do it for money or maybe a favor.
Favor.
I mean, you're good. I'll do it on credit with the favor thing because in a few days, I'm going to need you to go and lean on somebody for me. My supplier's trying to up the prices on my side business, not the guns, my other side business.
What side business is that?
A little bit of dealing here and there, but he's upping the price on this new shit that hit the street called Ash, and I need somebody to explain to him that just because it's getting popular don't mean you try to triple my fucking prices, because I can't pass that to the consumer. That don't work. Business.
I feel that shit. No, people need to, understand that the market works a certain way, and when it doesn't,
right. You do
everybody
small
loses.
increases, not big jumps. I mean, you triple, the people look at you like they're crazy. They walk out, they're going to go check their other dealers. And sure, they'll find out everyone's got the higher prices, but then they've already gone to the other dealer. They'll get it from him.
This is good stuff.
I mean, it's popular. I don't know. The golden rule. If you're dealing, don't use. Cuts into profits.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, I also believe in we can make more money together or less money apart.
That's right. So
I
if you
think
want to,
first is better.
if you want to do me that favor, we'll consider that a trade. You can take it now. I trust you. You've been good so far about it. Always, paying up. I won't do that for everybody, but I'll do it for you.
You know what, Stan? I got your back on this. I will definitely take care of this for you.
And he closes the little lock box, locks it, hands you the key. Take it with you. Detonators are under it. You just pull the velvet lining off, and there's got 3 detonators. That way you can split it into third if you want. It's up to you. Or you can just put it all in one, make one big bang. It's always good.
Oh no. You don't use all this stuff like this in one go. You spread that shit out.
I mean, that's most of what people do with it. I mean, that shit'll blow a vault without even using the whole stick. I mean, it'll blow a vault with the whole stick, but you don't get anything out of the vault. Normally, it just pieces of vault.
Yeah. No, we're gonna keep this for a important time coming up in the near future. So, yeah, but I will go ahead and take care of that for you. You should hear pretty quickly when they decide to renegotiate the terms more favorably.
Cool. I'll let you know as soon as I got to wait until I know where he's going to be. Once I know where the man is, I'll let you know so you can go lean on him.
Yeah, do that.
Now, you wanting some guns, we can negotiate on those too. That's, normal business.
Yeah. I liked some of the smaller arms I saw, so I'll take, and Lamar will point out the few that he, the 3 or 4 that he wanted, and go from there.
Okay. And the two of you negotiate and haggle some guns and bullets. A nice bag and cases to put them in to hide them as you're coming out, so that you're not just walking out, looking like Arnold Schwarzenegger coming out in Commando or anything.
Right.
You get a good selection of guns, some pistols. I don't think you're going to anything big like the AR, because you just can't walk around the city with one of those,
No.
or the even the M4. But you get a good quality weapons and 1 kilo of C4. But I think the most important thing you got was some information you didn't know.
Yes, and definitely be using that. But before Lamar goes, he looks to Stan. Remind me next time we see each other, I might have another opportunity for you that I think will change it's going to change your business. It's going to change your life. I think you're going to enjoy it.
Hey, I'm always good for more business. Anything. Remember, I want an island one day.
Oh yeah. Not only will this get you that island, but you might even be able to get a little bit of extra property around here before you're ready to retire.
Hey, I'm good with that. I mean, I don't have a wife or anything, because they just suck the money right out my wallet. But that don't mean I don't have some women. I don't mind throwing a little bit here and there once in a while, just to, smooth it over.
I know how that is. Yeah, you didn't get married. Keep it that way. Trust me, it'll save you a lot of trouble in the long run.
And balding, teeth crooked as shit, wearing dirty old shirt. He talking like he's, some sort of player, but I mean, I guess money opens up a lot of things. Lamar departs later on after some negotiating.
And yeah, and he will he'll go ahead and head back to talk to the guys in his group and everything, and he'll tell Tariq he wants to see him in the near future.
Okay. And now we're flashing over to Isabella and Jenny. Isabella, Keisha arranged for a meeting with you and a Nosferatu named Anastasia, known when you were in Milwaukee as the Merciful Judge, one of the 3 judges that Decker's entrusted. Well, he's one of them. So one of the 2 others entrusted to dole out justice amongst the kindred of the city. And Keisha's actually told you to meet her at a cemetery. Resurrection Cemetery, but at the front gate.
Joy. So I've asked Jenny to go with me. And so in the car right there, I kind of like to fill her in on some things.
Okay.
So
I will turn the scene over to you 2.
okay. So Jenny, now that you're in the car with me, I'm going to tell you where we're going. Going to Resurrection Cemetery. Unfortunately, just the front gates.
Fantastic. Oh, okay.
Just the front gates. Just the front gates. We're not going in. But I didn't
was
want
just
to go by
about to say,
myself.
I was literally told when I came to the city, don't go to Resurrection Cemetery. Don't go to see Portia. And we've done all those things. So thank you.
All those things have been tied to me. Oh.
Well, no, not just you. There was another thing at the cemetery.
I meant going now.
True. Why did I agree to go with you then?
I didn't tell you. I know how to do my deals. Strategic withholding of information. But I do have a good reason for us going here. So Keisha, who I believe I've mentioned to you before, has an in on Milwaukee and potential ways to get to Tessa. She recommended that I come here to meet with one of the judges in Milwaukee, Anastasia. I don't quite trust Keisha. Something just doesn't sit right. So I figured I could use some backup.
Oh. Gotcha. Okay. I kind of figured that's where this was going, but just making sure. So,
I mean, you're also generally better at business negotiating side of things, and that may come up. I'm more of the passion, fun, exciting side of things. I don't do so well with calm, logical decisions in the face of adversity. I get very passionate.
Oh, okay. That is fair. It is important to be calm and collected under pressure. And when they think you're calm, you're actually boiling and ready to tear their face off. They never know.
Yeah, I can't do that. Well, I can kind of do that, but usually I run my mouth.
Work on your
So-
poker face.
Yes. But that's kind of why I wanted to take you here, and why we're going to the one place I was told not to go to, or one of the only places I was told not to go to.
I was just giving you a hard time about that. I apologize.
Oh,
Realistically speaking, like half of Chicago is on a don't go to this fucking place list. So I wouldn't worry about it.
Well, that's good to know. I don't want to step on any more toes than I already have.
It's Chicago. If you're not stepping on someone's toes, you're not doing it right. Trust me.
That is fair. So I guess let's see what information we can get then.
As you arrive out there, the lights are on. Not many. Street lights are pretty dim due to the cold air. They don't burn as bright as normal. And as you pull up out front of it, Emilio, who's driving, I don't see anybody out there, Isabella.
Not yet, not yet. Be patient with these kinds of things. I'm sure they're just waiting for us to show up.
And as you're sitting there,
Genevieve's going to turn on Eyes of the Beast and look around, just to see if there's anything past the lights. So
you don't see anything past the lights when you're looking out there, Jenny. But I will say, a shadowy figure just appears out of nowhere right before, like half a second before you hear tink against the side of the car. Like somebody just threw a pebble at the car. Can't really make out
Yes.
anything other than it's small. Maybe 5 foot tall. Definitely has a hat on her, but you can't make any, even with the Eyes of the Beast, they're hiding behind some bushes that makes it hard to actually get any real facial details out of it, just a general shape.
Guess that's our
Uh,
cue.
yeah, they're Genevieve will point at the bush they're like hiding behind if it wasn't super obvious to Isabella anyway. They seem to be over there. So would you general question, would you like me to be visible or would you like me to make a grand appearance if the opportunity is necessary?
Be visible. We don't want
Okay.
to cause intimidation by a surprise attack.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Front door it is then.
So we'll gradually approach.
Emilio opens your door to let you out of the vehicle because he's all about propriety and appearances. And as you approach this bush that Jenny pointed out to you, a figure steps out. I'm going to share an image. Your guess, she's maybe 16, roughly 16. Her face is a mess of scars and actually open wounds. It actually looks like she was in some sort of horrible accident, and the wounds have never quite healed. You'd put her about 5 foot tall. She's got a hat on with a hood pulled up, but you can still see enough of her face behind it. And she's kind of fidgeting a bit as you walk up. Hello. She doesn't have the gravelly voice you're used to from Nosferatu. Hers is high-pitched teenager's voice, of all things. Keisha said you wished to meet with me.
I did, so you're Anastasia.
Yes. You can call me Anastasia. You could also call me the Cat Lady of Milwaukee. That's what some refer to me as on the streets.
Do you have a preference?
No, Anastasia's the only name I have now, I think. You are Isabella. I know you. But who is this?
Ginny, would you like to introduce yourself?
Genevieve Schutz. Glad to make your acquaintance.
It's nice to meet you both. I've never met you formally, Isabella, but Keisha, she didn't tell me what it was about. I owed her a favor. And so I agreed to meet with you. You do know that Prince Decker has declared you not allowed in his city at the moment.
I do, and that's part of the reason why I'm here to speak with you. There have been some going on in Milwaukee that you might be aware of or not be aware of with Tessa.
She is Karna's child, if I recall correctly.
hmm
Keeps to
Currently-
herself, spends time studying researching the university there.
One of the innocents of her kind, if you could ever call anyone that with what we do, but she seems to try and do well. Decker, unfortunately, has functionally kept her prisoner to get payback for what I've done for helping Honor escape.
And not a hint of anything shown on her face as you say that. Kept her prisoner, you say? Jenny, I saw you roll. What are you rolling for?
Just since the beast, I want to see if she's given off any specific vibes.
Okay.
Though I didn't crit, unfortunately.
You've got 5 successes. That's pretty good. Let me have her roll against you, of course, because she's got to do hers. And her roll is Composure Subterfuge. So let's have her roll. You don't sense any hostility at all. As a matter of fact, her beast seems to be rather muted and held in check at the moment. I'm not going to say she's not hungry, but you definitely don't feel the beast that strongly in her compared to what you normally feel when you use your power on Kendrick. So how do you know he took Tessa?
He told me himself functionally. He sent one of his Anubis soldiers to tell me that he took her and that he will continue to take other young individuals until he received Honor back.
I roll again for that one. You actually see her clench her fists up. It's the only sign that you've seen change. She clenches her fists. Tried to be a moderating influence on him. I've tried to convince him that strength is not always violence. Strength is not always aggression. You've got to be lenient sometimes as a ruler, not just, I guess, beat things against a wall. He has threatened others. And
If it were just me, I wouldn't have come to you.
what does he
But
want?
since it has spread beyond,
He's not threatening for nothing. Why is he threatening?
because I helped Honor escape. The reason why Decker's upset with me.
That was you.
That's why I've been banished from Milwaukee functionally.
Yes, you've pissed him off. He has been ranting and raving about that. So what do you wish me to do?
Do you have any information on how we could free Tessa or help her in some way?
You're asking his judge to betray the prince of the city she lives in. To help you.
You are a judge, but as you said, you've tried to temper him. You are known as the merciful judge. If anyone would be able to help me and help temper his actions in this one situation, you would be the one to do it.
And Jenny, as this conversation's going on, you can feel her hostility based on your previous role. Her hostility level has gone up, but not directed at either of you. It's directed somewhere else. Do you know where he took her?
That's part of the problem. Just know she's likely somewhere in Milwaukee, somewhere close by.
That explains something that my little friends told me. And I've wondered, what he was doing in the steam tunnels under the university.
What have you heard about the steam tunnels?
Oh. He's had some of his Anubis down there. One in particular has been down there. Well, not one, two or three. Some of the goons have been down there, and I know I saw Julia head in there recently. Do not know what they're doing down there, but he doesn't normally go down there in the steam tunnels, doesn't send people in there.
Julia is the one who told me about them deciding to kidnap Tessa. It would not surprise me if that's where.
You've put me in a bad place. A difficult place. But I do agree that abuse of the young is not something we can tolerate. It's not good for longevity. Not a way to endure. I will send my friends to go look. And when she says that, you actually see it's an orange tabby come out from behind one of the low stone wall and start rubbing against her leg.
I would greatly appreciate that, Anastasia.
I will find out what he has down there and who is doing things. That's all I can promise. I can't do much else. I do have to at least uphold my oath as his judge.
Of course, that's all we need. I know what an ask this has been already.
Once I
Just
give
the
you this
information.
info, if I find you in Milwaukee, I'm going to be forced to take you into custody. But if I'm conveniently not anywhere near the university, I'm sure we won't run into each other.
I'm sure I won't be in Milwaukee anyway.
And she looks over at you, Jenny. I assume you're going to help her with this one?
I mean, if she requests my assistance, I was planning on it. We are friends after all. But I have my own business and things to attend to, so I may not be in Milwaukee for this whole thing.
So you're aware. If he's using the Anubis to guard them, Isabella, your rage is well known. But I don't think you're equipped to fight an Anubi. The Anubis trained to fight. That's all they do.
That's indeed true.
You'll want to bring more like her.
I appreciate the advice, Anastasia.
Oh, so sorry. This is, you don't have to answer this. I mean, this is a big question on my part, probably. But are all of these Anubi gangrel, or are they Bruja? Are they a mixture? You're saying they're fighters, so I'm just curious what kind of fighters they are. So
Most are Gangrel and Bruja, though there is a smattering of Ventru, one or two Toreador, a couple Nos, even a Malkavian amongst them. They have no Tremere, of course, because House Karna has stated she did not agree with the purpose of the Anubis.
Made Tessa an easy target, unfortunately.
That's the problem. He always picked on those weaker than himself. I hope to one day moderate that. I've been trying.
good luck.
He's a tough one.
He's been through a lot. He's lost a lot. His hatred
course.
burns deep.
Well, I thank you for your time, Anastasia. I look forward to hearing from you.
I will send a message. And she looks down at the orange tabby. If you see him, check around his neck.
I will do that.
He will have a missive It's old school, but it works.
I like old school.
And she nods, and she actually looks over at Jenny, and she actually nods to Jenny as well, a little bit deeper, as if she has realized something about Jenny, almost a nod of it closer to an equal about something.
It was a pleasure meeting you, Anastasia. Be well in your travels.
No. I always am. At least now that he's gone, I am. And
Does everybody around here have guy trouble? I mean,
well, it's common. I have sire trouble.
oh, yeah.
I have him to blame for this.
Oh,
Well, I was going to say it seems a little rude of them to whoever it was, but I didn't want to say something out of turn. But now that you've said you're not on good terms with your sire, I feel a little bit safer saying that. So I do apologize for speaking out of turn in that regard. But yeah, what a dick move.
Well, when you deal with those of the Black Hand, you find they do a lot of bad things. Thankfully, I'm not one of them. I gotta go. I can't be gone long. Jekker will wonder what I was doing.
can I ask an out of roleplay question real quick
Sure.
for the group? Do we want to use the Ventru clan perk regarding Anastasia, where we can get additional information on her? I don't know if it'd come up again later.
Does it have to be used when you're conversing? I think it
Yes.
can be used later.
Nope, it has to be done during, well, it
Right.
has to be somebody you met that episode.
Okay. So
Okay,
yeah,
so we can
you
do it
can you
later.
can use it now or you can use it later. Like
Okay,
when
I'll
you're
wait then.
reporting. Yeah.
I'll wait then.
Yeah, it's somebody, a kindred you have encountered in this session, you can use it on. So you have until the end of the session. Technically, you have until the start of next session.
Okay.
So,
Sounds good.
and she actually turns and the cat follows her as she heads deeper into the cemetery. And as she goes in there, you realize that was the only cat that stepped out from behind the wall to show themselves. There's actually 10 or 11 following her as she steps out to go back into the cemetery. And
Yes.
immediately after she wanders off, opens the door. Crazy cat lady?
One of her names.
Oh,
She has others.
I was joking, but wow. Okay. And he
Oh,
gets in the car with you all, and I'm going to turn it over to Isabella and Jenny as they can have a scene on the ride back.
I was going to give her a piece of advice, but I didn't want to tell her how to do her job. She's known as the crazy cat lady, and a cat suddenly starts wandering into these steam tunnels. They're going to assume that she's onto something, but I didn't want to tell her how to do her job. So
I
which-
trust her loyalty. I don't suspect anything. Plus,
no,
cats have.
and that's not what I mean. We may have inadvertently set her up to take a fall for something. So it's one of those perks. So
That is one idea. I do have a feeling that anything that goes wrong in Milwaukee, Dagger may blame on me at the moment. Even if he doesn't have evidence, that's just kind of the person he is. But
true.
we shall see. Either way, it's the information she's given us has been good. Interesting
Yeah.
about her sire, though.
Takes all types. Though it's something we'll probably bring up at some point because I think there's we have a friend or two, mutual acquaintance who could probably shed some light possibly. So
Oh, for
Yes,
sure.
given the age of both of your characters, you would know what the Black Hand means. So you head off. Now we've got another quick scene here. Roscoe, you had something you were spirits touching. You've done research on these daggers that you got from, well, Ben, but not Ben's little cult. And you came to the conclusion through your research using blood sorcery and various other testing methods that they are definitely a metal you've never seen before. They're not magical, but they're an artifact, and that doesn't make sense to you because you don't know how they can be an artifact yet not magical. So
Right.
you're going to spirits touch them.
Right.
And we already rolled for that spirits touch, which was a wonderful 6 successes with a critical. And as you touch them, you do feel the hands of those who last wielded them. Fanatics. Feel it burning through the dagger as they held them. And then there's cold nothingness. They existed, but they existed in nothing. There's no wind, no sound, a place devoid of everything. Devoid of even light. And then you catch a glimpse of someone with fiery wings, skin of almost stone, cracked with lava almost flowing between it. As they shaped this thing from the metal of the earth that they drew forth. They made 4 of them. Though you do not have 4. You know they were designed to definitely kill. You're not quite sure who. The only thought that you can get in your head as they were being created was the betrayer.
No, the void. Does this trigger anything familiar to me? Like, say the place where the hedges were.
Not even. The hedges had a substance. You could see things. There was moonlight. There was starlight. There were sounds, even smells. This was nothingness. It was as if it was in a void of non-existence, or, going by. Let's roll intelligence occult. Let's roll that. Let's see what I can give you on that one. Blood magic and grimoires won't work for your specialization, so it's just straight intelligence occult. Oh, nice. You got 5. Very nice. On 6 dice, 5 successes. Very nice. Based on what you've read, the only way to describe it's something not many mages could do. It's almost like a pocket dimension, like it was stored outside of reality. That's why, even though you had the successes, you shouldn't have been able to reach that far back in its history. But because it spent time in a place of no time,
Okay.
then you could reach back through that gap. And because you have a critical, I will give you one additional thing. There is a name attached to the betrayer. The name was Cain.
Hmm. And is that who I saw forging these?
No, what you saw forging it, you have no idea what it was. To being a fire, rock, lava. It's something, whatever touched it, because you get a lot of the feelings of the emotional state, whatever touched it, it's totally alien to you. It had emotions, but you couldn't make sense of any of them.
And does it remind me of the demon from the emissary? The same kind of being.
Yes. Since you asked, yes, it does.
Okay.
So now Roscoe has his answer about these daggers. Don't know how Ben got hold of them. But they were designed to kill kindred, for sure. Or at least the one who started your line, if you believe the histories. It's obvious whoever did believes it. Now we have one other scene to do before break, everybody. Nicholas, you have a ritual you want to do. This is the night of the rituals.
I do. So I want to do the Knowing Stone.
Okay. That is one of your Oblivion rituals.
It is. Do you want me to roll first?
You're going to have to roll Resolve plus Oblivion.
Yep. And I do the +1 for blood potency.
Yes.
+1. Resolve.
And you actually had to go and get, well, a stone from a church wall or another holy site. And I have a feeling Nicholas in his time has collected a number of pieces of stone from holy sites in graveyards and the like. So that part's pretty easy. And then a cup of your own vitae.
So Nicholas for this one would specifically take advantage of the storm and get a piece of the wall from the Holy Name Cathedral.
Hmm. Very interesting. So you take this stone, it's consecrated stone, and you take the vitae and you put your own vitae into the cup, and then you use the cup to write a name. What name do you write on the stone?
So using the true name, like the way he does the ritual is he pulls out the like vintage mortician's tools that he has and kind of rifles through them and pulls out a very sharp but vintage scalpel, and then pulls out a small brush, and on the stone from the Holy Name Cathedral he'll write Henryk Wojciechowski.
His original name, though history knew him to this day.
Jaime Weiss.
Jaime Weiss. And you write it on it. The difficulty of this ritual is 2, and you've got 5. Because of your margin, he does exist, but not here. You get a vision of the location, and you know damn well what you're seeing. It's a city made of the bits and pieces of everything. Bits and pieces of 1,000 years of history. In the middle of a sea of emotion. But you see him.
Is it safe to assume that he is in the Shadowlands?
No. You know it's not the Shadowlands. Somewhere deeper. Somewhere you haven't gone, but your clan knows of. They call it the abyss itself. Beyond the sea of storms. The tempest itself. He is in, if you believe what you've read, Stygia would be the name of the place.
Interesting. He'll pocket that information and kind of look at his phone, just kind of out of habit over the last month, trying to see if he's gotten any sort of communication from Zal.
Nothing. And no amount of searching have you found even a rumor of her. She's gone. Nothing.
And so now that he's got one answer, he will probably just kind of go back to one of his pet projects kind of while he's passing time and working on a taxidermy raccoon.
Okay. I'm learning to stuff a raccoon. And I think right here, everybody, is a great place to go to break. Of course, I'd like to thank our first half guest there, Gray, thank you for showing up. Trust me, you'll see this character again soon. He has a part to play with the Withered Ones. And something about Jackie. So we will see everybody in 10 minutes. Please enjoy the break.
Allow me to introduce myself, though I fear you've heard my name, and that you've heard the story of Countess Bathory. History is told by the victors, heroic warriors, and mad kings. Will you hear my story from the lips of Bathory? They call me Let's Demon, Queen of Hell, sadistic killer, a monster tale, bathing in the blood of virgins, beautiful, drinking the blood of virgins, youthful, the blood countess. Who is she really? Who is she really? Blood countess. Who is she really? Je blood Bathory. I was very wealthy and powerful, a widow with political rivals, keen to destroy me and take my property. My plea was never offered. All my confessors were all tortured, or how they destroyed me for my property. They put me up, shut me up, shut me up, put me up, put me up, shut me up, shut me up, and told a story of a bitch called Bathory. Let's sucking demon, queen of hell, sadistic killer, a monster tale, bathing in the blood of virgins, beautiful, drinking the blood of virgins, youthful, the blood countess. Who is she really? Who is she really? Blood countess. Who is she really? Je blood Bathory. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. I've always been the hunter, nothing on my tail. But there was something in you I knew could make that change. To capture a predator who can't remain the prey, you have to become an equal in every way. So look in the mirror and tell me, who do you see? Is it still you? Or is it me? Become the beast. We don't have to hide. Do I terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. So embrace the darkness, and I will help you see that you can be limitless and fearless if you follow me. We are the lions in the world of lies. We are the predators, the hunters, the hunters, the hunters. Become the beast. We don't have to hide. Do I terrify you? Do you feel alive? Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut does it terrify you? Or do you feel alive?
Welcome back. Before the break, Jackie met with Waneka and saw he had a bit of a change. And she met a kindred she's never seen before.
She didn't meet him. She just saw him.
Well, you passed him. It's met well enough to know that there's another Nosferatu in the city that you haven't seen.
Mm-hmm.
Lamar got a special gift from Stan and some info. Isabella and Jenny went and met with the merciful judge of Milwaukee. Roscoe, you've got some pretty hellacious daggers you got to figure out what you're doing with. And Nicholas, you found out the one you're looking for is, well, not in the Shadowlands anymore. He's in a city of a metropolis of ghosts, you might say. And I think where this episode picks up, or where this next part picks up after the break, is it's now the night of the Coterie's meeting. And we're going to skip past the one at a time showing up, and everyone is now in the one of the conference rooms that are isolated and protected. And I'm going to turn this over to the players to have their talk.
It is good to see you all again.
As
good to
is
see
you,
you.
Jackie.
Welcome
You look
back.
well.
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome back.
My trip did me some good. Did me some good. And you actually see she has a cane. It's very simple. Looks like it's made out of some kind of hardwood, and it has a brass handle on it that isn't ornate at all. Very simple brass handle. Just laid across her lap. So, I've spoke with Waneka when I first landed to thank him for the warning that he gave us and to offer to repay him for that favor. How did everything go?
Well, the favor that I asked came to nothing, as it seems sometime around the storm, Zal went missing, and I have not heard from her since. I spoke with Roscoe and Jenny, and they said that maybe she ghosted me, but it doesn't sound right.
No, it does not.
Ghosting is something different.
I know what they're meaning. They're meaning, like, you know, when a girl doesn't want to date you, she just disappears, doesn't respond, doesn't acknowledge you anymore, just disappears.
Interesting.
That's basically what they mean. Guys do it too. But no, that's not, that's out of character for her.
Yes, I've attempted contacting her several times and have been unsuccessful.
I will do what I can. I'll ask around.
suppose While I'm speaking, it seems our friend Silvester has a request. The ring I asked you about.
Oh, yes, yes. When I met with Damien, I don't know, Lamar, you were with me. I don't know if you picked up on this, but he wears a chain around his neck. It's under his shirt, whatever is on it, but it had some weight to it. So I imagine the ring is probably on that chain.
Yeah, I saw a chain. I didn't think of more anything than that.
Yeah, it's a platinum chain that he wears.
A platinum chain for a platinum ring.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was thinking too.
Interesting.
But if he's wearing it,
That certainly complicates things.
Yes, it's obviously something he's very attached to.
While I was looking into this situation to try and improve my bargaining position with the Wraith, do you know anything about an adjoining room to the speakeasy?
Storyteller, Jackie was an owner of it.
No, when you had it gutted inside and were doing it, just brick walls behind the paneling that was in there. You're not aware of any door behind it, but it's brick wall.
No, I did have the speakeasy basically rehab because it had been turned basically into storage over the years. And I had it rehabbed and refurbished. They took it down to brick wall in that rehab. And that was just a brick wall. There was no secret
But
doors.
never anything past the brick wall?
We didn't take down the walls. But there was no openings or anything in the brick.
Are you aware of who the gentleman is other than Silvester?
No, I did not get a chance to truly research that. I honestly barely spent any time there.
It seems it may only be a similarity, but he has some similarities to a certain enemy of Mr. Capone. He died around the same time as this gentleman, and I feel that maybe this ring is more important and problematic than I feared.
Isn't that always the case, though?
That's interesting. So, does he want you to, like, does he want the ring, or does he want you to do something about the person holding the ring? Because those are two different things.
My understanding is the request was for he wanted the ring for someone else, but he also has made it abundantly clear that he does not particularly enjoy the man holding it.
This enemy of Capone, was it before his embrace?
Yes.
So we're talking the 20s?
Yes. So Silvester's name is Silvester Weiss. Weiss being the commonly used name for Jaime Weiss.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Referenced frequently as one of the only men Capone feared.
Hell, news of the shit going on here in Chicago at that time made it all the way to New Orleans.
The spirit still exists, but it will be problematic to retrieve. But that is something to consider if needed.
Not my wheelhouse.
Also, I have found a location for a business. While I am here, I might as well make money. The problem is I believe it is in our family's old territory.
Which is now controlled by the Malkavians.
And my understanding is the Primogen is hard to get a hold of.
Ah, you have to go to her. I can take you to meet with her.
I would appreciate that.
No problem. We'll arrange a date.
Yay, Blue Velvet. It's going to be just your style of place, Nicholas.
Is there good music?
It's not terrible. It's
You'd
enjoyable.
probably enjoy it.
Yeah, it's enjoyable.
No, Nicholas, it's like a Morgan there. You're going to love it. So
It's not quite that bad, but that was the night Jenny went. There was like a super secret court and Primogen meeting that night.
you Blue Velvet apologists. No. That was when the only upside of Blue Velvet was that's how I met Bobby, and someday I get to tell somebody about how that's how I met Bobby, and yes.
I am now more interested in this.
But yes, we'll arrange a date.
Thank you, Jacqueline. I appreciate it.
No worries, no worries. And I apologize, I did not realize the ring was of significant importance. I would have advised you earlier.
You were on your way to something far more important, certainly more important than this.
And I know you wish to speak to me, I believe, privately about
At your leisure.
Scotland.
At your leisure.
We can do that soon. Anything
And then
else?
At this point, Nicholas just pretty much finds a spot on the wall and just stares at it.
I've been up to a few things over our time apart. I unfortunately didn't have much information from my contacts regarding where Dagger is keeping Tessa. But Keisha did put me in contact with someone who did, and I met with her, a few nights ago with Jenny. She told us that Dagger and his crew are likely keeping Tessa in the steam tunnels near the University in Milwaukee.
Did she mention anything about guarding or whoever it was you spoke with?
I'm sorry?
Did whoever you spoke with, did they discuss anything about people guarding it?
She said there are people going in and out, that some of his Anubis were there. Didn't say how frequently or numbers exactly at any given moment, but that they are definitely patrolling.
Forgive me for asking, but who's your source?
So it is one of the 3 judges of Milwaukee. It's Anastasia. She has a kind heart for young souls.
The girl's delusional. She thinks she's gonna rehab Dagger. She thinks she's gonna fix the abusive piece of shit who sits on the throne of Milwaukee. She just doesn't understand that he's an abusive piece of shit. So she just thinks he's stepping out of line right now.
Forgive me for chuckling a little bit, but it is funny that you connected with one of the judges because my source of information is the other judge that isn't Dagger.
Ah.
He cannot be directly involved, of course.
Interesting. This
Yeah,
does pose some good news regarding power plays in Milwaukee, though.
Yes,
If his judges
it
are already
does.
against him.
Yes. He did inform me that one of Dagger's chief enforcers within the Anubi, one of his tactician, I believe, Akawa?
Now, Isabella, that name you do recognize. the Anarchs hate him because he was an Anarch up until Decker became Prince when he switched sides.
A Bruja.
He's known for being a little wishy-washy on which side he's on.
Oh. Yes. Mr. Shaw informed me that he has not been seen around court lately because he is tasked with a special duty he is performing, according to Decker.
Interesting. Only so many things that duty could be.
Mm-hmm. So, steam tunnels under the university. The university is the center of the null zone. Sorcery, magics, things like that will not work. That much I know.
Does things like that include our special abilities, or is that...
No, mostly like Roscoe, unfortunately, your blood sorcery will be null and void.
Useless.
Yeah.
Okay.
Possibly Nicholas's rituals he does might not work either. But our own, from what I understand, probably disciplines, I don't know, it might work, it might not. I've never personally stepped into it, so I don't know for sure. I've been in Milwaukee a few times. I've gathered little bits and pieces of intel when I've gone. It makes sense he would have her there, though, because she is Tremere.
Exactly.
It'd be the perfect place to keep her captive. She can't use her power, really, what she's really good at, in there.
I might, Jackie, I might have an equalizer.
Really?
Yeah. Those daggers that you so very thoughtfully wrapped up in a coat for me?
Yes, the
to
jacket of
investigate?
daggers, as you like to
Yes.
laugh at. Yes.
Well, while we weren't otherwise busy, I had a chance to do some research and look into them. They're not just daggers. They are, let's just say they were forged before time by, I believe it's a malefactor.
What the hell is that?
It's storyteller the exact description.
It's it was a demon with fiery wings, stone skin, lava. Based on what your research, you had to dig real deep for this. It's like almost like the blacksmiths. They're supposedly the ones who forged items for angels or demons, depending.
He was, it was basically the blacksmith forging weapons for angels or demons. This was, like I said, essentially before time. Now, what kind of sort of steered me to finding out exactly what they were, I saw it, and it reminded me very much of the emissary, if you remember that.
Oh, how could I ever forget? I saw him in his full monstrous form in Ben's
Right.
shop.
And they've been, I was able to find out about them, I guess, because they've been kept hidden in like a pocket dimension, kind of outside of our space and time.
What on earth?
I don't. Well, let's just say they're meant to kill kindred, Cain specifically.
Or those
Um,
spawned from Cain.
And I'm a little
Well,
worried
I'm glad
about,
I didn't touch them.
Well, that's the thing. I'm worried about what will happen if one of us tries to wield one.
Nicholas
not
at this
it.
point wants to look, or like he looks over at Roscoe. Did you touch them?
Briefly, yes.
Nicholas like scoots away from you.
You know, do you all think would it help if? I mean, I'm willing to take it for the team. If I hold one and you guys look at me with your various powers to see if there's any obvious change.
You brought them here?
Well,
Yes?
yes.
Okay.
If I might add, if we're able to use our powers there aside from more the ritual side of things, maybe it might be more beneficial to give these to our ghouls. Less of a risk, as we're not touching them. But
If it is safe for Roscoe to wield as well, it gives him a weapon.
And we do have 3 of them.
I would caution that it seems humans are probably not the best vessels for wielding.
Divine weapons.
Exactly.
Because they were wielded by fanatics. I worry about that.
Yes, I very much saw that their fanaticism,
Yes.
and they were wielding them.
Yes.
Whether it made them more fanatical, I can't say.
Yeah, I don't know if that was something already within them and they just saw those as holy weapons as part of their fanaticism, or if it enhanced their fanaticism. I don't know.
few thoughts with that, though. If it's meant to kill kindred, and we already have questions if kindred touching them has negative side effects, that is something to consider. But also, potentially the blood bond will prevent that from happening, at least.
Potentially. Potentially.
I did touch them briefly, and there were no ill effects that I could detect, but that doesn't mean...
But you also didn't
Yeah.
touch the actual blade of it. You touched like the handle?
Right.
Yes. Okay.
I hate to be the voice of reason here, but murderizing things, Lamar and I have done an adequate job of it without the aid of some sort of celestial blade or some bullshit. That doesn't do it. We have no idea what the fuck it does.
Well,
So
the truth is, our goal is not to go in and murder anyone. If we break the traditions in Milwaukee, it will be war.
well, I would expect, based on what
Yeah.
Anastasia said.
You can expect a fight, but the goal is not to destroy.
Well, no, okay. I just as a precautionary question, I asked Anastasia what kind of individuals made up these Anubis and likely would be, guarding. She said Gangrel, Bruja, Ventru. There's no Tremere, Corridor, Nosferatu. Basically, they cover all the bases. So they have defenses of various types and offensive capabilities of various types. So I'm just saying they're not going to let us just walk in and take her. And even if we just go in and stakes flying or whatever, it's still going to cause issues. So
I wonder, and this may be an entirely irrational idea, but is there a lot of these individuals who are helping guard her and have kind of shifted to Decker's network are people who have turned on the Anarchs, and the Anarchs are thirsting for blood with that. And they aren't as bound to the traditions. Is there any way that we could kind of send them in first and like give them a tip that there's some people there?
I have another idea. That's our smoke screen. Because the Anarchs are constantly doing shit in Milwaukee. You know this, Isabella. I do my diligence to find an evening that they are planning to do something in the city that will distract the Anubi.
You said distraction. what kind of distraction are we looking for?
Something that will get their attention that they think Anox are doing it.
Like property damage or
Yes. All of the
Because
above.
because if a building were to say explode and the anarchs, seem to be behind it, he'd probably have to mobilize his people to go investigate, which would pull away from the guarding of little old Tessa, right?
Yes.
Suppose we know someone who has some potent explosive that might be available.
Lamar, did you get your guy to give you some explosives?
I mean, he may have traded me some C4 for a future favor.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And I mean, I can't back away from a deal like that. So I thought it'd be a good idea to go ahead and accept it in the event that we ever needed some C4 for a situation.
Yes. That can be workable. I will do my best. Isabella, we both need to kind of tag team this one, I think. We need to find out places that Anox have been hitting.
Yes, we need to pick a place that's tactical, doesn't have too many innocent kind, but also
Preferably as far away from the null zone as possible.
and something that the nearby care for.
Right.
Makes them gonna stay longer and more likely to go.
Right. Yes. I like this. I like this a lot. That will distract the bulk of Decca's army. And if we time it right, I will be at the casino, because I'll be the way that we get into the city, because I can get privileges to enter the city for business from Decca. One of the reasons why I have a judge in my pocket gets me in and out of the city. I will be at the casino speaking with Felicity. I'll be exactly where I tell Decca I will be.
I did just remember something, Jackie. You know how they feel about their war trophies. They do have a lodge in Milwaukee that has a bunch of their collected pelts on the wall that I'm sure they would love to save in a very timely fashion if something were to happen.
It'd be a shame if those pelts just went up in smoke.
Oh, a terrible shame.
Feel like they never did anything.
And
No
that is
accomplishments.
across the city from the fucking null zone.
It is.
Brilliant. That's the target for the explosion. No kindred need to be seen doing that. You have people, Lamar, I'm sure.
I don't have people that can handle this. I might be able to find someone on the down low, but I was just about to ask, does Etienne know anything about explosives that he'd be willing to teach?
Storyteller, does Etienne know anything about it?
You can ask him. He's out in the hallway.
She'll get up, holds her cane in her hand, opens the door. Etienne, come in for a moment, please.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. Good to see you all back together.
Good evening, Etienne.
Lamar has a question for you.
My man, do you know anything about explosives? You ever handle C4 before?
No, I have not, but turns out Peter has.
What?
Long story.
Right.
Okay then, I think I need to have a talk with Peter.
It's always
You know,
the
you haven't
silent
asked
types.
that deep on his full background.
No, I haven't, but I knew you would handle it.
Right. He has some experience. Let's just put it that way.
Okay, then I guess Peter is your man for it.
It turns out he washed out from EOD training.
What?
That's why he doesn't talk about it. He didn't graduate. They still gave him an honorable discharge, but he didn't graduate.
Oh.
I mean, that's good to hear, Jackie. I would be willing to trade you a favor if you could convince Peter to teach a couple of guys I know how to set something up. They can maybe head over to that lodge, take care of it during the day, and then we'd have it for the evening to set off the fireworks when we're ready.
That can be arranged.
I'm sure Peter can set it up. From what I understand in the news, it doesn't seem like it's hard to use a cell phone as the detonator
Not
these
at
days.
all.
But you can
That's, if you recall, that's actually how they set off the bomb over in Europe not too long ago using a
Yes.
cell phone.
Yes.
holy shit, you can do that with us.
Yes, yes, you can. All right. Lamar, speak with Peter. Find out what he needs from you regarding what you have.
Got it.
Isabella, advise Peter on the location.
Of course.
You spent more time there than I have. I could only bear him fucking bragging about it once.
Don't blame ya.
Yes. Yes, I think if we have Peter handle that, because Peter has never been seen with me in the city. This is good. He can handle the distraction. You guys go into the steam tunnels. Etienne, Tessa is being hidden in the steam tunnels under the university in Milwaukee.
Yes, ma'am.
Roscoe, hand one of the blades to Etienne. Let's see.
Okay. I pull it out and hand it to him.
You were just carrying it in your pocket?
No, but
Okay.
I'll get it.
Okay.
I get it.
I'm just curious.
Now, Etienne,
Nicholas definitely moves further away from him.
No,
It's- Etienne, before you touch this, understand these were the blades that we got off of the demon worshippers.
Yes, I remember these.
They are divine.
In all the time I've done what I've done, that doesn't surprise me at this point. I don't think anything does, because mages, werewolves, ghosts, why not?
They were designed to kill kindred.
Ma'am, I'm not comfortable this being in the same room with you.
That is exactly why I trust you to see if it affects you.
I'll do it, ma'am. Understand it's under duress. I worry.
and I hand it to him. I'm also holding the end of the handle, not touching the blade, as I hand it
Okay.
over to him.
He holds it, and Nicholas and Isabella, this is the first time you've seen these. And Lamar, actually, he wasn't there the night that they took out Ben. They're odd gray metal. It's not even silver, because it doesn't reflect like silver does. It's an odd, dull gray metal, curved sacrificial blade, obviously used for some sort of bloodletting ritual. Curved back, but not adorned or anything. And Etienne holds it in his hand, and he kind of odd balance. And I see Jenny rolled 6 successes. You don't sense any hostility increasing in him. He seems rather passive in terms of anger. It just feels like a regular weapon to me. You sure these are, I mean, I'm sure you've done your thing, but
Yes, I'm certain.
I want to use
So-
Sense the Unseen to
Okay.
see if I see any aura around it while he's holding it.
Good idea.
And while this is going on, Nicholas I want to use Oblivion Sight just to see if there's any sort of like spiritual activity
Okay.
connected to these.
Yep. I'm sure Roscoe's going to sense the unseen too, because, you know.
Roscoe, how many of those things do you have on you right now?
I have the 3.
Lay one on the table while you guys all have your stuff up, because I'm going to try something.
Okay. And I take out another one and put it on the table.
You seriously walking around with these fucking things in your
No, I'm
pants?
not. No, I took precautions.
He actually
better
has
with him.
He has him wrapped in a jacket. Matter of fact, I think it's the same jacket that
Yes.
Jackie put him in.
That's right.
3 for
Better with
Jackie.
him.
And I'm rousing and I got hungrier doing that.
Okay.
Because I searched for it.
Lamar's going to summon an arm of Araman.
Jackie,
And
your
touch
beast
it
is
to the-
strangely silent in the presence of this dagger.
Oh, that is strange.
Okay, go ahead, Lamar. Just have to make a rouse check. That's all you need to do for arms hammer, because they appear when you concentrate. Roscoe, you need to do a resolve all specs. Lamar, you get hungrier as well. And your beast says nothing. Nathaniel's voice does not speak.
Wait,
Roscoe,
quote
you
from
got
the good
4 so
book?
far. Nothing. Roscoe with 6. When it's held by Etienne, Roscoe, there's something you don't understand. It's dormant, but it has a power of some kind, but it's dormant right now.
The blade, the dagger itself, or
The power that's in it seems to be dormant. Wasn't there in all your studying, you didn't see it at all. But now that it's held by a mortal, there is a power showing in it that's dormant.
And question, is Lamar also holding one?
No, Lamar's touching it with arms of Amram.
Oh,
there is a power in the blade that I see now that wasn't there previously. It's dormant. It's not doing anything. But I had not seen that when I was researching it.
When your power touches it, Lamar, it starts to unravel and the shadows just dissipate.
Okay, that ain't natural.
no, it is divine, as I said. Okay. You feel fine, Etienne.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
It just feels like it's not bad balance. A little unwieldy for the curve on it, but
Put it back on the jacket, please.
he lays it down. Anything else, ma'am?
I believe that's it for now. We will be going soon to Milwaukee. The Coterie will be rescuing Tessa. I would like for you to accompany them. I will be at the casino dealing with Felicity. After Peter sets up the distraction, he can be at the casino with me to guard me. You will be close enough that you will still know if something is wrong.
Yes, ma'am. Again, under duress, but yes, ma'am, I understand.
Very well.
Don't worry, Etienne. I'm most likely going to be there with her out of sight. So,
Nicholas, the only thing you saw with Oblivion Sight was when Lamar's thing touched it. There was a brief something, and then you saw it just because you're using Oblivion Sight at the time. It almost like the arms of Amram was eaten. Just eaten by something. You don't know what you saw. It's incomprehensible. But that's what you saw with Oblivion Sight. Almost like whatever he touched it with, or arms of Amram can't exist in the same connection to this object.
Jenny, I would recommend you join the Coterie in the rescue of Tessa. The only reason I say that is that Akawa is not only an Anubi, he is one of the elite of the Anubi. He is the tactician. He is a bruja, he is a hell of a fighter, and he is smart. They will need you.
That's fine. I was just trying to put Etienne's mind at ease.
I
don't think
understand,
it's
and
gonna
I
happen at a casino.
I
So.
appreciate that. I am not too concerned for my safety. Peter is quite capable. Etienne is just used to being the only one protecting me for many years.
I mean, I was going to say too, if Etienne's too concerned, I'm sure I can send Evan along with you.
Oh, please don't.
Oh, come on, he's not that bad.
Oh, no, he's hilarious. I just don't want to be in a casino with him.
He doesn't want to
Fair.
have to babysit.
I don't want to have to
Is what she's
babysit.
saying.
You wouldn't have to babysit him. I would only give him like $1 and be like, don't spend it wisely. But I understand.
Like he
your
doesn't
point.
have his own money.
Well,
Boy's smart. He'd find a way.
you never know.
The next thing
But-
you'd know, he'd swindle half the fucking place and be kicked out. And then that'd cause a scene.
So he's doing it right then.
I know, right?
I'm sorry. You all have such wonderful news. Just as an odd aside for myself, I just wanted to let you all know that Critis is A dirtbag, and B, not very good at what is it I want to say? It's not that he's not good at pulling the masquerade, but he's just really careless. I think careless is the word I'm looking for. Have an associate, and she I don't want to say he assaulted her, because he didn't technically assault her in the normal term of it, but he tried to bring her under his sway, and in doing so she fled, but not before she heard and saw things, because he's an idiot. So I'm dealing with that as a little thing now, because of course, why wouldn't I be? Because the masquerade is important. But he did these things in front of somebody thinking he was going to what was it? Play the game correctly, as it were. And instead, she didn't play the game, and yeah.
Instead,
So,
she is willful.
yes, but it was just interesting to me, because the toga thing is weird, but then also the fact that he seems to not really be good at upholding the masquerade, because his attempt at upholding it was shitty at best.
What happened? What did she report to you?
She was going to ask him about her lessons, because she was taking his class, and she overheard him telling a group of individuals they were supposed to go and find something for him, and that if it was their graduation or something, they of course then came out, and apparently one of them was ghastly as fuck, and a masquerade breach physically. And so she remembers seeing that, and then she doesn't remember anything except that he was, I don't know, when she came to me, she was like, vampires, and I was just like, what the fuck? So apparently she picked up enough to kind of piece things
Put
together,
two
to
and
find
two
out
together,
that-
so she's also
Yes.
quick.
Yes. So
Oh, please tell me you Googled this girl.
she is currently under my care.
Excellent. Excellent.
But
Okay.
yes, no, I just wanted to let you all know that Critis is not only a toga wearing pedophilic piece of shit, but he's also just not very good at following the fucking rules. So
Lovely.
Ask her by chance If she heard the name... Storyteller, what was it again?
It was Horace. I don't have the last
Junkin?
name. Junkin, yep.
Horace Junkin.
I can do that. Is this potentially one of the people that she may have...
Maybe, I don't know. Waneka asked me to look into that one. It is someone from one of the Necromancer clans. Now, collectively Hecata, that was posing as a Norse. But I imagine whoever it was not one of your line, Nicholas, if they were the ghastly person.
Actually, it sounds exactly like my line. I've just been fortunate since the reunion.
Yes, but this is recent, so they would have possibly been fortunate since the reunion as well, or not.
Or may not have partaken.
Or may not have partaken. Interesting. Good to know. Yeah, Waneka's told me this guy was almost corpse-like.
Well,
Yes, that sounds like one of mine.
But there are others, because I know I spent a number of years in New Orleans, and your line was not prevalent there, but the Samedi?
Oh, yes,
Samedi?
the Barons.
The Barons, yes. They were prevalent, and they also look corpse-like.
That is true.
So, may not be your line, but even if it is your line. Either way, Waneka's pissed, wants to find the person. He also mentioned one of his young clanmates. Correct me, storyteller, please, before I say the wrong thing. Did he say she jumped out of a window, or did he say she committed suicide?
He said, we'll just go with you realize, either way, you realize that the report you'd heard about somebody jumping out of that window
Was her.
was her.
One of his young clanmates jumped out of a penthouse window to her demise.
I know no one's asking or thinking it before the record. That was not me, since I have a reputation of
I didn't even think
windows
of you.
and people. Apparently, so.
I didn't even think of you.
I did. I apologize. My understanding is there aren't any others of us in the city.
Well, if he was posing as a Norse, he wouldn't be known, would he?
Interesting.
So,
Well, I will ask my
yes,
young
ask
ward,
if that name is
so.
familiar. I'm going to add to my list of things to look into. I'm gonna follow down that report a little bit. Contact my police contacts to get information on which penthouse that was.
Oh, it was I believe I heard. I know what you're talking about. It was on the news. I just, it's been so busy, and it was
Yes,
one of those
yes.
things. It was kind of like, woman out of a window, but then also the storm of the fucking century.
Right,
so,
that always takes prevalence, yes.
yeah.
Did not last very long, though, only a week. Maybe those, I assume were Critis, or Cretius, however the fuck he says his name. Fucking pedophile.
That's
But
why I
anyway,
just call him toga wearing dick.
Yeah,
So,
anyway, he might have, because I believe he is tied to Meneley. Meneley literally caused Mount Vesuvius to destroy 4 cities by manipulating the fire spirits within. He likely needed something to silence the lake spirit.
That tracks. Well, like I said, she told me that they'd been sent on a mission to find something for him.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So
if
he
they
needed,
did find it, that is why the storm only lasted as it did. Because otherwise that would have raged on for a long time.
Something must have gone wrong when they found it, though, if one of them committed suicide.
Exactly. That's why I want to look into the penthouse to find out who's there.
oh, see, you think it went wrong. I'm thinking, what better way to cover up that you did anything than kill them all? But
That might be it too, but I want to find out who is in that penthouse.
Typically, if you wanted to just kill them all, you'd make it a lot more discreet and not end up on the news.
Right. That was someone making waves to get attention.
Storyteller, can we recognize, or from the news, do we recognize what territory the penthouse was in? Just for an idea. Give that
The penthouse is inside the loop.
Okay.
But a lot of kindred have havens inside the loop. As long as you don't have business, you're generally allowed to do that.
Okay.
I will look into that. But anyway, because definitely I believe the lake spirit has been silenced. Waneka is different. He's no longer parking his ass on the fucking bench in front of the lake. Now he is in a command tent. Gone full general mode.
Well, that is. I don't want to say it's bad, but it's also not good because if he's more on top of his shit now, he's going to be. There's going to be a lot more. We're going to have to work around him a lot, so to speak.
Or work with him. Depends on his goals.
Speaking of other things, just to keep on the radar, I just found a regular human dealing ash.
Really?
Yeah. And whoever's behind that particular substance probably needs to be dealt with sooner than later.
Do we have much information on where this person is getting it from?
No, in fact, that's part of the favor that I'm doing for the C4 that I got, because dealer happens to be the guy I got it from, and they want to hike the prices on him, and he's not thrilled with that. So I need to find out who his connect is, and negotiate the prices down for him.
Get what you can. Let us know if you need an assist.
Yeah, I might want to ask him some questions.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, anything else?
Etienne, I noticed that you.
I think Etienne's left already.
No, he was still standing by the door.
Oh, okay.
I noticed that you seem kind of uncomfortable having these in Jackie's presence. Would it make you feel better if I asked you to secure them somewhere safe? Don't dispose of them. They're valuable beyond imagination and dangerous to kindred in general. But is that something you think you could do?
And his eyes cut over to Jackie, and he gets a kind of a bit of a grin on his face. There goes my plan to drop him in the ocean. I
don't blame you, but we
Not without my permission.
Now that you've said that, ma'am, correct. And he gets another little grin on his face. Some of you have seen him start to loosen up around you, but the rest of you, this is not as hard-edged as normal. I got a place, Roscoe. I can do this.
He
Right,
can.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Etienne.
Yes, ma'am.
You are dismissed.
Yes, ma'am. And he turns and closes the door behind him.
And while I think of it, Lamar, you know that that little piece of tablet I have in my shop that I keep trying to get you to touch?
You mean the piece that I already touched and I know, that it's not supposed to be touched? Yeah, I remember that piece of tablet.
Hmm. I found out something about it.
Oh, what'd you find out?
Well, it's a little older than I thought it was, and because I just thought it was kind of cool piece of tablet that kick your butt. But it turns out it's a piece from the first city. From was it Enoch?
That's correct.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna need you to run that back by me one more time. It's from Enoch, like the old stories.
Yeah,
Enoch.
apparently they're not just stories. Now, I mean, you could probably argue that it was a lapse of judgment for that to have it sitting out displayed in my store for anyone to see, but
well, let's take it back a few more decades, where people just had that.
Oh yeah,
out on display
we
in
have
a building.
We have lots of things like that.
See, this is why I don't invite y'all nowhere, because y'all do shit like this, and you put nuclear weapons out on the front table with a key saying, "Here, take one."
I do believe the sign says not to touch it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's not like a sign saying, "Please press this button." Well, I mean, it is for some people, but
the first one didn't have a sign that said, "Please don't touch this." It didn't have a sign that time. And then you say, "Please don't touch it," and that's basically saying, "Here, hit this as hard as you can."
Genevieve puts her hands up. She's just like, "Did we step back into the goddamn book of Roscoe? Like, what the fuck? Is everything you touch biblical now?"
Yeah, apparently.
Holy!
Tell me you put that thing away, like you hid that.
I did. I put it back in the back of the shop. It's not out on display anymore.
No. You need to take that thing, get it out of the shop, away from the block that it's currently in. You need to find a safe somewhere where only you know where it is, and you need to put that in there and forget it exists.
Well, but if it's something I know about, then how am I going to forget? I mean, I just asked Etienne to put some stuff away where I don't know where it is.
I'm sure Tremere can. They got their ways. You need to get that thing out of your shop, Roscoe, because as many people have now seen it, someone's going to say something to the wrong person. They're going to know what that thing is. They're going to come burn your shop down with you in it to get it. Or to destroy it, one of the two.
He's had it there for quite a while, though I'm sure some people already know he has it.
Well, I mean, aside from a few special entities who came into the shop, it's mostly been kind that frequent my shop. They probably wouldn't have any idea what it is.
And mages.
Who happen to work for, who happen to have, vampires as their buddies or bodyguards, or, they're working for ones that they don't even know they're working for.
If you've had this for so long, how did you just find this out?
Oh, it came up in a conversation I was having with Tracy just recently. When she found out that Tessa was being held, that this came up.
What did she say about Tessa being held?
Oh, didn't I mention this? I'm surprised Dagger hasn't been blown to a billion pieces at this point. She was quite angry.
Oh, that's the best news I've heard.
Hopefully she saves some.
I'm slightly confused. Was she angry about Dagger or the tablet?
Oh, it was Dagger specifically, because he was holding Tessa as a bargaining chip.
Excellent. An ally.
And Jackie, you have heard rumors around the court that Tracy is either Karna or, I mean, if you listen to some of the people, she's behind Karna.
There are many rumors about Tracy. And It has been my long-standing experience that the kindred with the most rumors are usually the most powerful.
She definitely is.
They are rumors that she is of House Kana. There are rumors that she may be actually the head of House Kana. There are lots of rumors about her.
Oh, no. She's kept that close to her chest. She's no details on that.
But
At least not to me.
either way, she is a significant ally to have in this.
Oh, I agree.
And did you tell us once before that her associations are interesting?
Yes.
How is your little stalker problem?
You know, I haven't seen her for quite a while, and I checked for her during the storm because I felt like I'd been being watched and that there was magic being used in the area, but I looked around just to see if it was her, just stalking me, even at the club, but no, it wasn't her. So I have no idea who it was.
Yeah.
Well, Roscoe, you shouldn't feel alone. I think I have a stalker as well.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I don't have a stalk.
They are not all they are cracked up to be, especially this one. I have an employee that is so, I won't say enamored. Really, it's not that.
Infatuated?
She idolizes me.
Jealous?
I think it is jealousy-based. I think she sees I have everything she wants, and so she wants to be just like me.
Well, there's no following you, Jackie. I mean, you're one of a kind.
Good one, Roscoe. That good.
See,
That's exactly what I was going to say.
this is why I missed you while I was gone. You're so charming. But yes. Yes. And the problem is she is a Luke's fucking touchstone.
Oh, well, that complicates.
Yes. But well, she was the known quantity. I knew she was his, even though she's working for me, that kind of thing. But, it was my leverage, and I've just taken a Luke's leverage on me away. Because he threatened Abigail.
We any closer to chucking that guy into the off the immortal coil?
I have concerns. He might be tied up in some of the Southside stuff. And beyond. I don't know for sure. But if his girlfriend is, he probably is too.
Doesn't Keisha have ties to a Luke as well?
She does.
Yeah, it was Isabella that told you all that.
Yes. As much as it turns my stomach, I think I'm going to have to speak with her at some point.
Enjoy that.
I'm certain I will not. But yes, because this Reese is going to be a problem. She is going to be a problem. She has escalated her behavior. She started out a few months ago with just wearing a wig that was styled similarly to my hair. On stage. I leave for a month on a trip that was pleasant, successful, and fruitful, and come back. I walk into my establishment, and she's wearing a knockoff fucking outfit just like one of mine I perform in.
You can handle that shit real quick with a Louisville Slugger to the kneecap.
And I can make sure no one finds her.
As tempting as that is, it is a complication. I
Which
cannot
part?
go to blatant murdering touchstones war with a Luke. He is the lover of the Scourge.
Who seems incapable at doing her job.
Mhm.
I will say that, but whatever trouble she is in, I have not heard anything yet that she has been called on it. He is not open season until she is eliminated. Then I will consider taking the gloves off. I need to find out more about him, though. I need to know what his connections are. I need to know who might be invested in him. Because he is tied to a court member. Someone has invested in him. But anyway, I gave her basically an official verbal warning and told her if she lacked originality again, she would end up fired.
How'd she take that?
Oh, she was crying as she left, because I dismissed her for the night. She thought I'd be flattered.
Crocodile tears. She's probably angry.
Oh, yeah. We'll see what she does. She has no idea what I am. But she may learn. Well... Goodness. Lamar, get with Peter.
Done.
Also, Isabella, let him know about the location.
Will do.
Yes. I have some things to handle. Nicholas, I'll let you know when I'm free to speak.
As I said, I know you just got back. At your leisure.
Piles this high at both businesses I have to deal with.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
I do still have that gift for you if you want it now.
Oh, I would love it. What is it?
So out of her bag, Isabella pulls a long black box that's like a wine box that has the Jacqueline on the front of it. And it's the wine I designed for your charity event that you mentioned.
Oh my
If you don't like
goodness.
it, we can always change it.
No,
but-
what did you make? Tell me before I open it.
So I did a cab with a very bold chocolatey plum taste with hints of vanilla and cinnamon. So it has that sweetness to it, but also that flair I know you like.
Oh, that's going to be delicious. Thank you, Isabella. Is this for my event?
Yes, it is. If you want changes, we can of course make some. But I couldn't be all serious over the event or over the winter storm.
Yes.
All work, no play makes me very boring. So
Yes.
alcohol is where I go.
That is, I'm sure it will be amazing. I will taste it myself, and I will have my gentleman taste it as well.
Okay, let me know.
Yes, absolutely. But no, I'm sure it will be perfect. You have always delivered the best.
I'm glad you think so.
Thank you. And she takes the box. And is there anything else I need to address before I leave? We're good? Good. You all have a lovely rest of your evening. I have lots to do. And she takes the box in one arm and picks up her cane and walks right out of the room.
And
Jackie, that's a
Yes.
interesting accoutrement you have now.
Oh, she sets the box on the table again, and she holds the cane in both hands, and she does a little twist with her thumb and finger, and the handle comes out, and there is a épée-style sword.
Very nice.
They make these wonderful fucking toys.
This is an antique. It was my father's.
He had good fucking taste too. I like it.
He was a soldier, actually, an officer. And he got it as a gift after a war. I was training in Edinburgh how to use it properly. You all have a good evening.
Night
You
check.
as well.
See you soon.
And she grabs her wine and goes out the door.
And as everyone goes their separate ways, we got right before this episode ends, Roscoe, as you get back to your shop and as you're unlocking the door, you hear heels on the street. And when you turn, Samantha's there. And she just immediately grasps you and gives you a giant, just wraps her arms around you. Thank God you're safe. You made it. You're okay.
I could say the same thing. I've been looking for you.
And she smiles and looks up at you. And we're going to end this episode right there. Thank you, everyone. Welcome to season 6 of Windy City After Dark. Oh shit, stuff's coming. They're about to get some murder on and some felicities on, and this is about to get crazy. Of course, we have changed the way we're doing it. There's no more viewer vote for this, so pop over to our Discord right now. Pop over to Chi-Town Chat. Let us know if you like something about the episode. That's
And come see how we vote for each other. Because we're going to be doing that in Discord after this airs.
So come check that out. You know, we love the engagement. Of course, there's other reasons to be on the Discord. Pop on our Discord so that you can join us. We do casting calls from the Discord. We have, matter of fact, let me look at the date. When is the 17th?
That's
Next Thursday.
Yeah.
We still have 2 casting calls open.
Mhm.
We have a casting call open for They Came to Get You, Barbara, which is they came from the Beyond the Grave. It's going to be run by Zach Rules. It's based pretty much on the Night of the Living Dead. It's going to be on Good Friday, which means some people are off work and it's going to be during the day. So if you're a European viewer or if you just are off work, come get you some of that. It should be a lot of fun. Also, we have a Demon the Fallen casting call open, and that is open until the 20th. So if you want to try to play Demon the Fallen, we're going to have multiple seasons of that. It's already been planned. We're casting multiple seasons worth of people. So if you want to try some Demon, a low torment noir supernatural detective style game, come check it out. Of course, if you don't want to do any of that, just come to our Discord anyway. We do weekly Zoom hangouts with the community, and we just have a good crew over there. If you want to catch our back episodes, YouTube, right over here, check it out. Go to the YouTubes. We got ours, the Haunted Chronicles YouTube, and of course, Ishvel's YouTube. So you can get all your gaming needs that we've done here. You want to check out our friends? Got friends over here. Ravnos Archon, who's currently in his mage on our channel. He's got his own channel, of course, but Tuesday night, so everybody knows, Tuesday night's World of Darkness night for months to come. And right now it's Mage, and you can watch it with Ravnos Archon. And you can give this person right here a follow so that you can watch when she streams. Because, hey, she streams too. She probably won't spoil anything, but you can try. I'm sure throw some bits at her. Eventually she'll spoil something. It may not be true, but she'll spoil it. So if you want to support the studio, of course, you can give us a follow here on Twitch. You can give us a subscribe. If you're on YouTube, subscribe on YouTube because that's free. If you don't want to deal with YouTube being a pimp, we have a
Twitch
KoFi,
being a pimp.
or Twitch being a pimp, YouTube too, technically. We've got a KoFi. You can go to this link and you can give money straight to the studio. You can even do monthly that way. If you want to give something to the players, not to Relin or I, bits and donations that go to the players. It's just a little way to show thank you to the players, because though we're doing this because we enjoy doing it, it is a production, and none of us are doing this none of us can do this without costing us money.
Right.
Even doing this costs people money, because that's just a fact. Get your merch. Windy City merch right in the merch store. and other merch. Just get some merch. We don't really mark up our merch any. The bare minimums is all our markup is, so we don't really make money off it. We just do it because, we like to have people get it. Actually, I think that's all I have to do for now, and I can turn it over to my wife.
Yes. So coming up over the next week, we have tomorrow a special one-shot run by Tamshu at 8 p.m. Eastern during the normal Curse of Strahd time slot. It is going to be a heist in Barovia. So set within the Curse of Strahd universe that he is running a honey heist game.
Only Tamshu would run honey heist in the demiplane of shadow.
So join Tamshu and his crew at 8 p.m. Eastern tomorrow for a one-shot of that. And then on Tuesday, we have Mage, the Ascension. Season 3 of that chronicle that Ravnos Archon is running. This season is called Neon Squall. Join myself, Rev Ben Powers, and Zeddy playing with Ravnos Archon at 8 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday. And then I believe on Saturday, let me double check the schedule real quick.
While she's checking the schedule, last episode, Zeddy's now, his character's named Tom Paradox Man Castagano.
Yes, oh my gosh, throwing a brilliant spellcrafting with his spheres, but oh my God, the paradox.
So much paradox. he got 3 paradox, 6 paradox.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Wow.
Yep, coming up on Saturday, the 19th at 3 p.m. Eastern, Tis is back with London Esoteric Society. They are back from break and starting back up with Victorian London cult stuff. You want to join them 3 p.m. Eastern on Saturday. And then on Sunday, we are back with the second episode of season 6. Y'all, Milwaukee about to get hit by this coterie for real. 5 p.m. Eastern.
Get ready for that shanky twist because it's coming on that whole ordeal.
So 5 p.m. Eastern, Sunday the 20th. We will see you again then.
And seriously, everybody, join us on the Discord. We've got a great crew, really friendly over there. And we're a real social bunch, so trust me, it's a good place to be. But as always, when we end their streams, please, everyone, mental health, it's not a joke. It's not a laughing matter. Please take your mental health seriously. And check in on those around you. Check in to make sure they're okay because a lot of people are not. Sometimes it just takes a voice to help them. And sometimes that's all they need is a voice. Just somebody say, hey, we care. And are you okay? So please reach out and try to be that voice for them. And if you do suffer from mental health issues, like many of us do, myself included, don't be afraid to reach out to those around you. And if you can't, because a lot of people feel they can't, right now in chat, there's a list of names and numbers you can call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can even text them. And somebody will talk to you and try to get you the help you need and try to talk you through it. They can be that lifeline because it's okay to not be okay, everybody. There's nothing wrong with admitting you need help. We all need help sometime in our life. And if you're not in the U.S., because we do have our European viewers, there's a link you can follow to go and plug in your country of origin and find out the help in your country.
There's over 140 countries on that site. You can find help.
Yep. And it's very important, everybody. We want you, whether you're watching our show or not, we want you to be around. So please take your mental health seriously. And now we turn it to my wife for her part.
All right, y'all know the spiel. I'm Mama McStabber, Relendair, nicest mean nurse you'll ever meet. Timber Brad down here, meanest nice nurse you'll ever meet. When you get the two of us together, we're going to say the same damn thing. Just one might say nicer than the other. Please
Get your goddamn shots.
Please get your shots. Please get your COVID shots. Literally, the last I checked, we were at, I think it was like 61 or 67% are fully vaccinated and like 61% of that are boosted as well. We are getting there, folks. We are getting there. Like a significant amount have one dose out of the multi-dose series. So if you've already gotten one dose, go get a second, for real. and then go get boosted when you can. Because even though infection rates are going down, a lot of that is because over half the population is vaccinated.
We've still had 1 million deaths.
We've still lost 1 million souls to this. 1 million.
It's a lot of numbers right there.
That's a lot of dead, y'all. For real. There are wars that don't kill that many people. So, for real, go get your shots.
Please, please, please.
And as I've been ending them lately, fuck Putin, love the Russian people, fuck Putin, fuck the invasion of Ukraine. Don't hold it against Russians that have nothing to do with what Putin has done.
And fuck Governor Abbott in Texas. I'm just going to say.
Oh, fuck Idaho, too. I believe that's
Idaho's another one. And there's a few
Florida.
others. And
Florida.
Florida.
Don't forget Florida.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. And we do have bundles in chat right now that actually are raising money on Itch.io. They include lots of TTRPG games from a variety of indie creators and even some known creators that you can get right now for very low money. I believe the one for Texas is $5. The one for Ukraine is $10. You get hundreds. I mean, the one for Ukraine is like 1,000 things, including video games.
Yep, both video games and TTRPGs.
And the Texas one is pretty much strictly TTRPGs and solo journaling games and stuff like that. But it's $5 for like almost 500 games. Seriously, go buy those bundles. Even if you never play even half of those things, you're contributing to wonderful causes, please.
So I'd like to thank you all for coming to season 6 and get ready for a wild ride. The storyteller's got some shit planned, and the players are going to be going for a ride, and we're going to see how much of a ride they put me through in the process. So from this amazing studio and my amazing cast of players, welcome back. Glad to see everybody's back at the table. Good night.